Okay, let's now talk about the first section of your IELTS test, that is IELTS listening. In IELTS listening, you will be given 40 minutes to listen to 4 different recordings, and you have to complete 40 MCQs. Uh, in 40 minutes, 10 minutes are given for transferring your answers from your question paper to the answer sheet. If you don't write anything on your answer sheet, you will not get any marks. First, you go through the questions of listening section, and when the recording is being played, you listen to that part of the recording and concentrate and answer those questions which we have read. So it will go section by section, like the speaker will talk about section 1, go through question 1 to 5, and then it will start to play that recording and listen and answer those 5 questions. Then it will give a pause. Then it will start like question number 6 to 10, section 1. Then at the end, it will say the section 1 is completed. Now you go through question number 1 to 3 of section 2. So like this, the recordings will be played. Now, what types of recording are those? First recording is basically a conversation between two students, people regarding any social context. For example, there may be some two students talking about their rent accommodation in a hostel. So you go through the questions, keep in mind what the questions are asking, and then listen to the audio, concentrate, and simultaneously mark the answers from the available options on your question paper. Okay. After your first recording, recording 2 will be basically one person monologue talking about some topic in everyday context. For example, he or she might be talking about the library facilities in their college or university. Okay, when then the recording 3 will be a conversation between around 3 or 4 people. It is mostly within your education or training context. For example, students are talking about their upcoming research project with a professor. Fine. So 3 or 4 people will simultaneously talk, so it will become more difficult to concentrate. But as you go through your listening practice test, it will become easy for you in future. And the fourth last recording, the section 4, will be again a single person monologue talking on some academic subject, for example, talking about some university and lecture. So these 4 sections will be played for around 30 minutes, and then you are given 10 minutes extra to transfer your answer, which you have marked on your question paper, ABC, whatever. Then you have to, and or sentence completion, you have written some words. You transfer those words or ABC option on your answer sheet. Remember that you should write your answers in capital letters on your answer sheet, and your writing should be easily readable. If the examiner is unable to read your answer, you will not get any marks. If you have some wrong spellings, no marks. If you have crossed the number of words being asked, then no marks. Okay, so please keep in mind that you have to write the correct word or words or word and number or ABC correctly on your listening answer sheet. So you can see here approximately 30 minutes plus 10 minutes for transfer time, and number of questions will be 40. So 1 mark is given for every question. Based upon number of questions you have done correctly, you will be given a band that I will show you at the end of this lecture for achieving which band you need, how many questions to be correct. So there are different types of questions, like questions may be multiple choice ABC, or they may have more than 3 options, ABCD or ABCDEF, because in some questions they may also ask you to find more than 2 options or 3 options. Then there may be a question of matching. Some items may be given and you are given some options on the right side and you have to match ABCD. Then there may be also a question for some plan about some project, or a map describing some place, or a diagram which we have to label. For example, the ground floor of some hotel. Then there may also be questions regarding forms. You have to fill some information like questionnaire for applying for driving license, or some notes. You have to complete the notes where a writer is talking about, speaker is talking about some uh, topic, and you have to see which topic he is talking about, and he may ask you some detailed question about that topic, and you have to complete that note. Then there may also be a table where some information is given in 1, 2, 3 columns, and you have to, some information is filled, and some information you have to capture from the audio. Now, as the audio progresses, the question sequence and the audio progression will be in progression at the same time. If you miss some question, or you come to know while listening to your audio that now you were in question 5, but now he is speaking about question 6, then leave question 5 or make some calculated guess. Because if you skip 6, then 7 will come, then 8 will come, then your listening will not be good. So concentrate on your next question then. So the other question types may be summary completion, flow chart, in like a process. They might be describing some process, and you have to guess what will be the next step. Then there also might be sentence completion question, which I will show you in future classes also. Now, as you listen, you have to tick your option or write your words on your question paper, and you have to transfer, remember, you have to transfer your answers on the answer sheet in the last 10 minutes. Now, first type is multiple choice. In multiple choice question, there will be some possible answers, A, B, C, D, or A, B, C, or whatever. And they may also ask you some multiple choice question which there's a longer list of possible answers. Okay, for example, they might ask you certain characteristics of the professor which the speaker talked about. So you may have to mark, suppose, 3 options out of A, B, C, D, E, F. That can also be asked. Multiple choice questions test many things. For example, they basically test your detailed understanding of a specific point which is being asked, or overall understanding of the main point that is being discussed in that topic. Now, number of questions can vary. It is not sure that 2 or 3 or 4 questions will be of these types. All these types will have variable questions. Second type is matching. You have to match. There will be a list of numbered items from the listening text to a set of options on the question paper. Fine. Based on some criteria, then you have to match those options. Now, matching will basically test your detail, whether you were able to comprehend or listen in detail about the topic that was being discussed. And it also tests how you can basically understand the information given in a conversation. For example, types of hotel or guest accommodation, whatever. It also basically checks your ability how to follow some conversation between 2 people. Fine. Number of questions again in this type will be variable. It can be any number of questions. In third type, there will be a plan or a map or a diagram labeling. For example, it might start with a question like there is a diagram about the floor plan of some mall, and you are at the southward direction of the entrance, and there will be labels on that diagrams, A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever, and then the speaker will speak about certain rooms, or any specific place on that room, in that room. So you have to listen to the speaker carefully and mark your position from the start, and left, right, like this. You have to manage on that. diagram, then you have to answer that where is, suppose he may ask you where was the receptionist or where was the reception. So you have to choose from A, B, C, D from that diagram. That is one of the types of questions asked in diagram labeling or a map or a plan. It might be a plan of a building, it might be a map of a town, it might be a diagram of some equipment, anything it can be. But we have to be very careful, because if you start at the wrong point at the start of the conversation, then all your answers will be wrong. Now, this basically tests your ability to understand a place and relate it to your visual representation, how you judge. Fine. Again, number of questions will be variable. In type 4, there may be questions regarding form completion. There they may ask you about, for example, the phone number of the client, address of the client. So these are certain basic factual information in a form. Then they may also ask you a set of notes to summarize any type of information, like how different items relate to one another. Okay, we will discuss these things in detail when I show you different types of questions practically. Then third option might be of table. Basically, table is basically to summarize information in different categories, like there is a place, time, and price. At this place, this item was available at this price. So you maybe place or price may be given, but you have to write the item. Then there is a flow chart in which you have to summarize the process in clear stages, like they may ask you about the process of formation of cement. How cement is basically made, the speaker is talking, and there's a flow chart, and some sentences are given and some blanks are given. You have to complete that flow chart. Okay, one very important thing in all these question type is that when there is a word limit on that question, for example, they may say you cannot write more than two words and or a number or numbers. So you have to be very careful. If the statement is no more than two words, it means two words. If the statement is no more than two words and a number, so two words plus a number you can write. The statement is no more than two words or a number, then two words or a number, not combined. Okay, so you have to be very careful, because if you misjudge this statement, even you might have listened to your audio correctly, writing your answer correctly, but if you're not fulfilling this condition, your answer will be marked as wrong. So again, here number of questions will be variable. In sentence completion, basically there you have to read certain sentence summarizing some key information from all your listening text. Then you have to fill a gap in each sentence in that sentence completion using the information you have listened in your audio. Again, here also a word limit may be given, no more than one word or a number, whatever. So you have to be careful in writing those words. If you're using a word with a hyphenated word is counted as one. I will tell you in listening tips what types of words are counted as one or two. Fine. So this sentence completion basically checks your ability to mark key information that is being asked in listening text. Okay. Next is short answer questions. Now in short answer questions, you have to write a short answer. Again, here the information you have to write will be within the condition that no more than three words or two words or number and number or numbers. This is the most important part in listening section. Where there is a condition, you have to follow that condition. Okay, it focuses basically on your ability to grasp concrete information such as the places, price within your listening text, what we have listened in that information. Number of questions again will be variable. Now, when you have completed all these four listening sections, you may have corrected 30 questions, 35, 32, 33, whatever. Now they will calculate your band score based upon certain algorithm they have devised in finding your band. If your band is coming, suppose as per them 6.1, then your band will be counted as 6. If your band is coming, like for example 6.25, then it will be counted as 6.5. The band, if the band is coming around 6.85, then it will be counted as 7. But your final band will be only be like 6 or 6.5 or 7, 7.5, not like 7.1, 2, 3, 4, nothing like that. So you will see here in my next slide, based upon your correct answers, you will be given this band score. Fine. So to achieve a minimum 6.5 or 6 for your Canada student visa, you need to correct minimum of 23 listening answers correctly. And if you want to apply for a PR in Australia, for example, the minimum criteria might be 8 band. So you have to correct minimum of 35 questions correct. Okay, so in today's topic, I talked you about the types of questions and about the listening section of IELTS. In next section, I will tell you certain tips how to manage your listening section. We'll also discuss in detail about different types of question examples and how to handle them. Okay, thank you.